go into the shop today, and my Losi's crying for her shocks back. So I think that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go over my shocks, and I'm going to put fresh oil on them, set the rebound, and clean them up a little bit better. Before we get started, here's another look at my homemade stand that I made a few months back. It's a car stand. I just made this specifically for my Losi shock so I can fit in there, and you can put your parts inside. Pretty cool. I think it's pretty heavy duty as well. Like a glove. This one, I don't know if you can see that, but that's not clear. That has bubbles. It's not good. You can probably see that it's clear-ish, but it's cloudy. This is the rebound that we have now. So I'm going to set that to 0 rebound. With Team Losi shock oil instead of the Team Associated stuff that I had in it before, just because I ran out and I don't think I'm gonna have enough. One thing I really like about the Losi shock oil is it's color coded, so if you change your shock oil, you're not wondering what you had in it before. You don't keep note of it. Save these caps. You can use them as engine dust caps. So one thing I do is I just go up and down with my shock a little bit and let some of the air bubbles out. I don't know if you can see the air bubbles. Don't go all the way up, because that will allow more air to get sucked in, which is what you don't want. You want to get rid of all the air in the shock, so you don't have spongy shocks. So I'm gonna let this sit overnight, and then yeah, we'll put them together. Okay, it's the next day. All the air is out of the shocks. So what we have to do now is we have to get the shock bladders out of the caps. So there's two ways that I've found that work great. One of them is you get something very small, like a pick or something, and carefully take the bladder out. Or what you can do is, this is what I find the best way is, if you take some compressed air and you put the nozzle on an angle right there, it'll force the bladder out. Okay, so we got the bladder here. What you do is you just place it on there. There's gonna possibly be some excess fluid coming out. So what you do is we're gonna compress the shock shaft all the way. Then we're going to put the cap on. Now just double check. You see that? Once you put it all the way down, it wants to go in a little bit. And 0 rebound. Alright, there we go. The Losi has her shocks back. Just a review for what we did is we changed the oil and we set the rebound to 0. And as you can see, everything's nice. The 0 rebound is going to make the suspension feel a little dead, I guess you can say. But what it's going to do is it's going to allow your vehicle to stay more planted on the track, if that makes sense. Because what I noticed with, I can't remember how much rebound I had before, but whenever I'd hit a jump wrong, the car would just be all over the place. So the 0 rebound just allows your car to be more planted on the track. What I've noticed is the oil you use, the thicker it is, the slower your shocks are going to react, and the thinner the oil, the faster they're going to react. And these here, the adjusters, they adjust your ride height. I think that's pretty good.